What's going on, everyone? So today, run you guys through a full day of eating, and then legs is on the menu, so walk you guys through that as well. Without further ado, I'm not going to sit here and bullshit too much. Meal numero uno, I'm cooking it right now. We've got beef, basic shit, guys. 93.7 ground beef. Normally, I would split this in half for a meal. I just do 8 ounces worth, but I'm going to do the full pound or whatever that weighs out to be right now, just because I want to go train after this meal. And then potatoes just got done cooking in the microwave. We're going to do 500 grams of potatoes, and then I will finish it off with a serving of MRE. That is, give me the macros for this. I'm not affiliated in any way, shape, or form. This is just the whole food shake shit that I use. 47 grams of protein, 75 grams of carbs per serving. I'll add a little bit of olive oil to that because I don't think there's any fat in this whatsoever. So it is what it is. But yeah, gonna get this meal down and we're gonna go train. Okay, so got my got a little bit of ditalofil for the pump, some L-carnitine, injectable L-carnitine. We are good to go. I had a shit ton of food yesterday. I overate probably by like 1,500, 2,000 calories. So should have a pretty good lift. But I'm thinking today, so if you keep up up to date with the IG, and this was a while ago, but I posted one of my leg days on IG, and I did a lot of pre-exhaustion stuff, and then I would jump into my compounds. That way I didn't have to go like insanely heavy, and just less risk of an injury, and you can still kind of get the same out of it. But I think today I'm going to just kind of jump straight into more of my heavier compounds and then finish with my accessories instead of doing it vice versa. And I'll usually do that like I kind of have like an A and B rotation for my leg days and my back days. But for legs, like I said, A week, I'll usually start with, like I said, accessories, a bunch of pre-exhaustion stuff, and then I will jump into all of my compounds, which, like, honestly, I think that sucks worse than, I mean, you're so much lactic acid, you're already, burnt out and somewhat mentally checked out by the time you get to all of your, compound movements. But, today, just feel like slinging around some heavy shit, and I don't know, you got to mix it up. I can't train the exact same way for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. I got to mix things up here and there a little bit to my liking, and just kind of find out what works. But just put it in the parking lot. So let's get to it. Okay, straight into compounds, as I said I was going to earlier. I did start with 5 sets of adductors just to kind of warm everything up. I didn't record it just for the simple fact that the machine's like right in the middle of the gym floor, and I did not want to be the asshole to put my camera there and have everybody duck it and whatnot. So gym etiquette. Anyway, front squats, by far my favorite quad movement of all time. If I had to pick one for the rest of my life, it would 100% be front squats. I don't know, super biased. I love them. They work. Simple as that. Now, I did 3 working sets, did a couple feeler sets. You saw the one with 225, just to kind of get my CNS used to the load, slowly work up. Worked up to a top set of what was supposed to be 8, but only got 5, and the last rep almost took me out. But considering I was not wearing a belt and I had shitty knee sleeves on for the last one, I will take it. All right, moving on to split squats, another one of my favorites. I know a lot of you guys hate these things because they hurt like hell, but let me tell you something. The shit that normally hurts like hell while you're doing them usually gives you the best results, guys. That's normally how it goes. Not always, normally. The shit that sucks is what's going to give you the most bang for the buck 95% of the time. Anyway, I love them. Another great one for quad and glute growth. I feel these a lot better too. I get a better contraction in my legs. You can see that I put a plate under my feet just to get a little bit of extra range of motion. If you guys aren't doing these on your legs day, or excuse me, on your leg days, start implementing them. Please, you won't be disappointed with the results. I promise. All right, single leg press, supersetted with both legs. So I did 3 working sets, followed by a drop set, followed by a back off set. Now, do I think you need to do all of that? Absolutely not. I just felt like being extra today and doing more because I had the energy. I will say that you are only going to see my top set and my back off set because, well, I thought I was recording my other 3 sets or whatever, they ended up being pictures, so I don't know how that happened. But anyway, again, I feel these great single leg stuff. You can't beat it. Normally, you'd get a better, I would go a little deeper on these, get a better range of motion. I could feel it go all the way down into my glute. Now, I am kind of trying to isolate my quads now by this point, so I'm not going quite as deep, but again, the contraction, I can feel the single leg a lot better than just doing the standard 2 leg at one time. But it is nice to superset just because it adds, an intensity factor to it. And then I will say, by the time you are done with these, the pump is ridiculous. Like, you'll see at the end of the video or the end of the training session, there was no lines in my legs. I mean, they were so full and pumped. So, but again, another great movement. I always incorporate these. If you haven't tried it, definitely recommend. All right, and to finish up our quad day, you're gonna do 2 sets leg extensions to failure, and that pretty much wraps everything up. Nothing too crazy in terms of exercise selection. Really just basic shit that works, gets the job done, hit everything with proper intensity. Obviously utilize progressive overload, continuously try to get stronger on lifts week by week, and that's where the progress is made. Quick little pump check. As you can see, the lines in my legs have disappeared. That's how you know you had a solid leg day. We are back from the gym. I'm on meal number 4. I know you're probably like, when you skipped the meal. Went to Texas Roadhouse after the gym. I got 16-ounce steak, 2 loaded potatoes, baked potatoes, and a side of rice. Now, if I didn't go to Texas Roadhouse, it would be pretty much the same thing as last meal, it would either be ground beef, ground bison, 8 ounces with 500 grams of rice, and a little bit of olive oil just for the fats, extra fat. But this meal I'm cooking up 90-10 bison. We're gonna do 8 ounces of that. I've got 500 grams of potatoes in the microwave, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of sauerkraut just to kind of add some flavor, switch things up a little bit, and it also aids in digestion. So that's always good, especially when you're eating this much food. So yeah, we're gonna finish cooking this up, as you can see, and that is meal number 4. Right back in the kitchen again. Technically meal number 6 if you are counting the MRE shake after meal 3. This is with whole milk. Gonna throw this down real quick, and then in about an hour and a half, 45 minutes before I go to bed, I'm going to have my last meal of the day, which is going to be 250 grams of potato, 8 ounces of bison or beef, and 20 grams of olive oil. And that pretty much sums up my entire day eating. Said in the off season, I'm pretty lenient. Like, I'll go out like I did earlier, have Texas Roadhouse, whatever. Make sure it's fairly clean. I might snack here and there, as long as the scale is going. That's the goal at the end of the day, and not to get overly chubby, which that is my last problem. It's hard for me to get over 14% body fat, so if I can, that would be awesome. But that sums up full day off-season eating and my leg day, quad day. If you guys liked the video, remember to drop a like down below, leave a comment for the algo, and I'll see you guys in my next one.